Do it. I'm Joe, and you're Aaron, right?
Yeah.
What tattoos by Aaron, right?
By Aaron McGrath.
Oh, okay. You just wanted to keep it just your name, tattoos by Aaron McGrath?
Yeah.
Is that the easiest way to find you? All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool, man. So let's just first of all, you're from Canada, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Vancouver, BC.
Ah, sweet. So you're actually our first out of like the U.S. Tattoo artist spotlight. So it's pretty cool for us at the same time because we've never done one outside the U.S. yet. You're our first one, and our first
honor,
one. It's our first one to bring it back too because we kind of took a little break there for a little while because we were getting some things together and so on and so forth. But we're bringing it back now. So. Tell us a little bit about you. You're out in Quebec. Quebec, right?
No, Vancouver.
Vancouver. Okay, all right, Vancouver. You're out in Vancouver, Canada. There. Tell us a little bit about how you got started. Why you're in Vancouver. I mean, have you been in Vancouver your whole life?
I was born in Victoria. I moved over this way when I was 13, 14. Got tattooing when I was about 17, and it's been tattooing for the last 10 years. I took some time off for a couple of years because I just had a bad experience with opening a shop with someone else, and things went sideways, and I ended up actually stopped tattooing for a few years. But I've been tattooing for a couple of years back now, and it's been night and day difference. I just had such a good response. Instagram has been a huge thing for tattooing. When I quit tattooing, there was no Instagram.
Oh, okay.
And so, it was a lot harder back then. But, since the Instagram, my career's just launched, and it's been a true blessing. I got to do, this is my first spotlight I've ever done. It's super cool. I get to do it with you guys.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been different. It's been a completely different career, but it's been a lot of fun. I'm a resident artist at Next Tattoo in Vancouver right now, which we've been open for 25 years.
Okay.
And it's a super reputable shop. Even when you Yelp or Google search the top rated shops for Vancouver, we're the number one that pops up. So it's been awesome.
That's good. So instead of working for yourself, you work at a shop now and kind of took a little different route from before than what you had, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit about you. I mean, what kind of tattoos do you like to do? Is there a certain area that you think you excel more at than other areas, or are you kind of all around like, you know what, bring it to me and let's do it?
Yeah, we can. I do a lot of different styles. Being in the heart of downtown Vancouver, we got a huge walk-in traffic, big volume for walk-ins, and so I kind of try to focus on multiple different areas. But definitely my specialty, what I prefer to do, would be between Japanese traditional and neo-traditional.
All right.
Those are definitely my two favorite and probably my strongest suits. But I definitely pride myself to be more than just a one-trick pony kind of artist, right?
Right. No, but I think nobody really wants to set themselves up for just a one area, part. You want to kind of do everything.
For sure.
The thing is I think people like to get excited about the tattoos that they really excel at. As you say, the neo and the Japanese. I think. You get a little bit more excited when those come in. You're like, yeah, let's do this. Or, with the other ones, it's a little bit more of a challenge for you. So you're always up for the challenge. It's just something that might, take a little longer for you to do or design or something like that. But, it's always interesting for me doing these spotlights to see exactly what artists prefer to do because, you get those artists that are like, man, I can do everything. And then, they really don't do everything. They just have one thing that they specialize. It's a niche, you got your niche, you got your black and gray, you got your realisms, your neos and your traditionals and Japanese and stuff like that. So it's cool to always hear about what people prefer versus saying that I can do everything.
Like when I first started tattooing, I would say I probably didn't do much other than Japanese traditional for probably like the first 2 years of my career. Yeah. Everything was very Japanese traditional that I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been expanding more and more as time goes along, and just kind of trying to excel. Like I also tried to stick with just like the black and gray for the first few years, and
Yeah.
now, and over the last few years, I've just been trying to throw a color into everything, and just trying to expand. Because, like you said, I absolutely love a challenge, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I like, I'm more of I got a lot of black and gray. I mean, so when it
Oh
comes
yeah,
down to it,
yeah, same
you always,
here.
yeah, that's just something that you kind of direct yourself towards because it's easy. It's something that that is never going to go out of style or it's never going to go away or it's not, like the colors tend to fade a little bit. 10 years ago the colors would fade a little bit. Now they're developing these products now where it's a lot more friendly in the skin and it stays there longer. I see some tattoos. They're like, oh, I got this tattoo and it's healed, and I'm like, man, when I first got my first color tattoo, it barely stayed. So I had to go back in for a touch up, and so like my first tattoo was 13. So back then it was like, oh my God, the color was like it was in, but then you looked at it the next, like yellow, for instance, yellow was there, but after a week you're like, man, where'd that yellow go? It's gone. So but. I mean, how old were you when you got your first tattoo?
I think I was 14 or 15.
Oh, so right around the same ballpark. Back then, people didn't care. It was like, hey, get it. I mean, my first tattoo was a Tweety bird, so.
Oh yeah. So I've had facial hair since I was 15. So as soon as I walked in, they all thought I was of age.
Right. They're like, you sit in the chair, man. We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So the shop you're at, I mean, where are you guys located? Where are you guys planted at?
We're the heart of downtown Vancouver, right on Granville Street.
Okay.
And just before Helmicon on Granville. It's there's a lot of competitions, a lot of tattoo shops on Granville Street.
Yeah.
But it's a great area. It's one of the busiest streets in Vancouver, and we've got a huge space in here too. We got a big front area. We got I think 5 rooms in the back, 2 stations in the front. We have 6 resident artists here.
Wow. That's pretty big.
Yeah. I got an apprentice right now that I'm working with, and it's been a big change, but it's been one that I've just enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah. Actually, I think I checked out your apprentice. Her work is pretty good. She's into the color. She likes color, right?
Yeah, she does. Yeah, it's she's been tattooing for about a month, and the difference that I've seen in just the first few tattoos to where she's doing stuff now, it's a night and day difference. It's amazing to watch, and I am just truly honored to be a part of that growth and like teach and pass on my knowledge. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, man. You know what? I've been talking to a few artists when I did my little trip in Florida there, and I was talking to a company there, and the owner actually was apprenticing somebody for the second time at his shop. Yeah, and I was like, 10 years ago, actually longer than that. I'm lying here. It's probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when I thought I wanted to be a tattoo artist and get into it. And, I was looking for an apprenticeship, and man, you couldn't find somebody to give you an apprenticeship. It was, these guys were like, no, like I was going to take their business or something. And I'm like, man, I just want to learn the trade. I just want to learn. I like drawing. I like doing stuff. And there was this one guy who actually let me hold a tattoo machine. And he's like, listen, he's like, it's not as easy as you think. Hold this machine and tell me, if it's something you can do. And at 18, 19 years old, I held that machine and I was like, nah, man, there's a lot of vibration. I mean, now I've tattooed a bunch of things on myself, as I got a little older, but I'm no tattoo artist, I'm more of I'm not an artist. I'm just a tattooer. I think there's a difference between a tattooer and an artist. An artist can create their own. You guys can create your own thing. You can do your own stuff. Somebody brings in you a couple of pictures, and you guys can bring that together. I think a tattooer is somebody who just takes a picture that somebody gives them and does exactly what that picture is. So, I'm more of a tattooer than I am an artist, but I don't mind getting tattooed by artists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but no, man, I definitely. I've been following you for a little while, and I see some cool things that you put out there. I like the traditional stuff that you do. You do a lot of that traditional, with the daggers and the Japanese, the dragons and the snakes and stuff. And I was like, man, I gotta interview this guy, see what he's all about. So, I definitely, I appreciate the traditional tattoos, because I think it's making a big comeback with the traditional. For a while, it kind of slowed down and everybody wanted to do their own thing. And now, like they say, in a football game or a baseball game, you got to go back to the basics, right? So I think everybody's kind of going to the traditional, but I like all the new stuff that's coming out with the watercolors and stuff like that too. So it's always fun to talk to somebody and see where they're at in their life with tattooing and stuff like that. I mean, it's great. You guys are out in Vancouver. I don't get to Vancouver that much, to be honest with you. That's really far for me. We're in Michigan. So, to travel that far is like, holy cow, but if I ever get into Canada, I'm sure I'll stop by there and check it out in Vancouver
for sure,
there. But I definitely, with travel and stuff, we're a new company. We've been around for 2 years. We just started. And I think we started it just for the fact that ink is something to be envied, because not everybody can do it, and the ones that think they can do it shouldn't, So, I think with everything that's going on that you got, I mean, I'm excited that you came back to tattooing, because you're a great artist. So it's good that you came back, and sometimes things downfall that they shouldn't. They turn out to be the way that they should. So maybe you're meant to be where you're at now. That's
everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. Everything happens for a reason. But before we, end the live feed here, because, they only give us so many minutes to be able to post things and stuff like that. But I will tell you, we got a new blog on our website. I'm going to try and get some of these new artist spotlight blogs onto the website for you, so you can check out the website, Ink Envy Clothing. And if you go to Ink Envy Clothing at the top, you'll see it'll say vlogs. So we're going to try and upload it on there, because I know IGTV only allows you a certain amount of minutes, and then Instagram only allows you a certain amount of minutes too. So you let everybody know about this interview, and they can check us out on the vlog there and see you on the vlog. But man, I definitely want to get some apparel out to Canada for you, because the only thing that hurts us over here is the shipping cost is like astronomical to ship it anywhere outside of the U.S. Even inside the U.S., is the price is crazy to do shipping. It's like, man, I'm just sending a shirt. It's going to cost me $10 to send a shirt. It's like, holy crap. But no, I definitely like to get you guys some apparel out there, because we're not represented in Canada yet. So if I can get you something out there, man, I'm definitely going to do it. Send you something out there.
Yeah, I remember we talked about doing that before.
Yeah. I know you're a 2X, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I got a shirt here for you. I might just send it out, just get it out there so I can get you out there, because I know you want to represent for us, and we want you to represent for us, because that's what it's all about, is the ink that you're producing out there is to be envied, right?
Oh, for sure, man.
But I'm gonna just do a little thing here. If you don't know who this guy is, this is Tattoos by Aaron McGrath, dope artist. He's out in Vancouver, Canada. He's at a shop called, I'm going to let him say it, because I think it's, what is it?
The Next Tattoo.
Next Tattoo, that's it. So Next Tattoo, so just think about your next tattoo and go to Next Tattoo shop in Vancouver. Go see this guy. He's a cool guy. We had a pleasure talking to him. It was our pleasure to talk to you. I'm glad I could fit you in, because it was, like I said, it was just a small time frame, and we just threw it up there to see how many people wanted to do it again, and everybody was like, yeah, bring it back. And I'm like, oh, sweet, cool. People liked it and they enjoyed it, so I'm glad we could have you on there. Anything you want to say before we cut the feed here? You got a Facebook, your handle. You can let everybody know where to follow you at.
It's basically just use my Instagram, and just like the shop itself, just Next Tattoo, 1068 Granville. Okay. And just like my Instagrams are my main source of email, DM, and portfolio. I mean.
Okay. So best way to get a hold of this guy is Instagram. You can message him through Instagram. Tattoos by Aaron McGrath. Message him, get in there, see him, get a tattoo by him, and then let us know so we can post it up for him because he's a cool cat. I appreciate you coming on, Aaron, and hopefully we can do maybe we can do another artist spotlight, in a little bit and see where you're at with your apprentice there, because it's only been about a month, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see where you're at with your apprentice in maybe 6 months and see how she's doing and then how things are going and how you progressed.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you. Thanks for coming on, man.
All right. Talk to you soon, man.
All right, bye-bye.